Dr. Rita Bakshi, a Chairperson of International Fertility Center, which has been there treating infertility for the last 10, 11 years now. I was in the government sector, the ESI hospital, heading ESI hospital for nearly 16 years. So I have a total experience of more than 30 years now. And my wish was always to give parenthood to one and all, which is the motto that I believe in. If I had my wish, I would like to make every single person who wants to become a parent to have this joy of having a child. Infertility is defined as when a person or a couple living together for 1 year and having unprotected sex. If they do not conceive, then we call it infertility. However, the definition is changing now. For people who are more than 35 years, we say even 6 months of staying together and still not conceiving constitutes infertility. In my opinion, anybody who is wanting to become a parent and has tried for 6 months and is apprehensive, I would start testing and going around and finding out why the person has not conceived. Definitely, India is more economical with the same expertise, the same equipment, and everything may be even better than other countries and yet more economical. Now that is because the price, if I compare dollar to rupee, is always lesser. So I don't think there can be any comparisons in prices as far as we are concerned. But yet the idea is that even if it is more economical, but the value or the service given is par excellence. And that is why people are attracted to our country. Because of egg donation, sperm donation, there has been a rise in people asking for a particular kind of look or designer baby, as you call it. The idea is to have best traits in a baby. Now, if you have to use an egg donor or a sperm donor, then people do become choosy in asking that, if I can have a fair complexioned baby. In fact, to give you an example, I had an African couple, and you can imagine they were totally dark. They were wanting to have a Caucasian. And I did ask them, why would you want a Caucasian baby? I mean, when you are both dark. So they said, in our country, if I carry a baby who's blonde and fair, that would give me a different kind of importance. I said, but is it not important that, the babies resemble you? Because I think that's the most important thing. But, you do get such odd demands once in a while. But more or less, I think people really look for healthy babies, education. They do want the sperm or the egg to be from an educated donor, and which I feel is fair enough. So if you are trying to match the education level and the physical matching as far as is concerned, that is fair enough. But yes, sometimes people will go into the caste, and that makes it a little, and we do discourage all that. Every girl will have to understand one thing, and that is that she is born with a finite number of eggs, with a finite time. It is not possible, unlike men, who can go on and on. For a girl, the age is very, very important. So it is not possible that she can postpone her marriage to whatever number of years and then expect her own genetic baby. In case she decides to do that, in case she gives more precedence to her career, in that case it will make sense that she freezes her genetic material, whether it is an egg or even a young sperm for that matter, because I know people who have very few sperms, slowly after a few years there's not a single sperm left. So freezing has come of age now, and every girl or every boy should get their testing done, and in case they decide to postpone marriage for a very long time, then it does make sense in freezing your genetic material. And freezing techniques have now become really advanced. So I think that does make sense. Well, surrogacy was an excellent option for people who had no uterus, born with no uterus at all, or people with Asherman syndrome, or people with TB. TB is so common in India. So all that destroys the uterine lining. So all those people who required a uterus could have opted for surrogacy, their own genetic material, the husband's sperm, a wife's egg, create a baby outside, and then implant in a uterus, which is a surrogate. So it made a lot of sense in having, although the government was of the opinion that there are not definite laws. So we were all looking forward to having some great laws, but we were not expecting the kind of laws that came around and which said that you have to have a relative, a sister or sister-in-law, to do surrogacy. But that really literally means like putting a ban on the whole thing. With smaller families, it's very difficult to find your own sister, sister-in-law with the same age, with the baby and all that, fulfilling all the criteria, and yet doing surrogacy. So it's not so easy now. But let's see, the bill is tabled in the parliament. We are hoping that it will come out with some amendments. I can truly and proudly say that the worldwide success rate is 40%, while our success rate stands at 65 to 70%. With the newer techniques of not only, as I said, freezing is one of the things which has come, laser hatching. So now we have a laser machine which can create a small hole in the embryo, and so that the embryo just hatches out easily. The other thing that has come is time-lapse machines. So embryoscopes and primovision cameras have now come in place, which can, without opening an incubator, how an embryo multiplies. So graphs are drawn between, if it should be 4 cells at this stage, 8 cells at this time, in seconds. So without opening, the computer is fixed in the incubator, takes the pictures, tells the, in a video moving camera, we can see that, and this has really changed in a lot of way. ICSI and IMSI, for men with very few sperms or no sperms at all, we can now pick up an egg, we can now pick up a sperm in a needle and inject in the egg. So this has changed again. IMSI magnifies the sperm to 6,000 times. Now that again, if you can look at a sperm in a hugely magnified way, you can pick up the vacuole, you can pick up the abnormality. All this is changing treatment of fertility in big manner. Of course, with the coming drugs and the other things that are coming up, equipment and drugs also is adding on to the success rate of fertility. In Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, people like us who have made a chain of hospitals, International Fertility Center is already present in not only in Delhi, we are also there in Bikaner, in Sonipat, in Jaipur, in Navashehar. So the smaller places where these services are still not available, we are already going there and doing these services. I think in another few years, you would see a mushrooming of centers in these cities also, and if people like us are able to reach to the people there instead of them traveling all the way here, that's going to change again the picture of fertility in a big manner.